Tolak ISE.
Tolak ISE.
Tolak ISA.
Tolak ISA.
Kita hari ini datang sama-sama di Taman Melati ini kerana kita menyambut sempena dengan Hari Tanglung sebagai satu budaya Tionghoa yang lama, budaya yang cukup lama. Budaya Tanglung Lantern Festival is very symbolic. It is a festival that has been implanted and is ingrained in the minds of the Chinese. Not only the Chinese, it comes to the minds of Malaysians now. Because it was the only way at that time how they wanted to combat cruelty, tyranny. And we at the moment are remembering those festivities. And we hope that with the symbol, the spirit of Lantern Festival, we could also do the same exactly to UMNO Rasa Nasional. They have been very cruel for the last 50 years to Malaysians. Not only UMNO have been cruel to the Chinese, to the Indians, Orang Asli, Kadazan, Iban, to the Sikh. Equally, MIC have been very cruel to the other races as well. And likewise, MCA, Gerakan, all of them. The reason why they were cruel was because they thought that they live in this world for a short sojourn because they wanted to fight and live for their race. That is wrong. Universally, we cannot accept that way of life. If you look at any historical experiences in the past, whichever race in the world that fought for their rights and fought for their race alone, whether they live and they die and they struggle for their race, they will not live long. You see the apartheid in South Africa. You see the many other races in the world. Even now, they are harping on that very belief. They were just being ignored by the nation. So, UMNO Rasa Nasional have come to their last stage of their life. Their days in Malaysia are numbered. That is UMNO Rasa Nasional. One of the strongest party that has been leading the Japanese for the last 52 years, they collapsed as well. Why? They were doing tons of good things. But because there were some elements of cruelty, elements of corruption, the Japanese knocked them over. So it is hopefully that Bagan Pinang is indicative of the starting point for rejecting UMNO Rasa Nasional in the southern region of Malaysia. Saudara-saudara, alhamdulillah, we in Penang, Perak, certainly in Kedah, we have reaped UMNO Rasa Nasional out of the land already. They've been trying very hard to struggle and to grab back the power. And they did for a short while in Perak. But what they're doing now, they're digging their own graves quicker in Perak. For the fact that what they have done to the Perakians, they have denied our rights. Now, not only the Perakians are against Rasa Nasional UMNO, the whole nation and the whole world is against UMNO Rasa Nasional. Yes. We have involved ourselves in many general elections. We lost. Even though those elections were rigged by SPR, were rigged by UMNO, we lost. We lost tremendously, very bad. We lost time, we lost money, we lost effort. But we were patient enough to wait for the next coming 5 years or 4.5 years. We participated in the election again and we lost again. But we were patient to wait and waited and waited for the last, how many elections? 11 elections, almost 40, 50 years. It was only the 12th election that we were able to bring ourselves away from the old mind thinking. The Perakians, the Kedahans, the Penangs, the Selangor, and the Kelantan, they have been teaching, they have been learning very fast compared to us. The fact that we were brave enough, even though we were being threatened. UMNO threatened the Malays. If at all you change the government, there will be racial riot. There will be civil commotion in Malaysia. And likewise, MCA said that too to the Chinese. If you dare change the government, then we will face an economic recession. We will have racial riot. We will have civil commotion. And likewise, MIC did that to the Indians as well. But because we were slightly braver in the election of 12, then we managed to change them. They put together all the forces that we had, and we got that mandate to oust UMNO Rasa Nasional for the first time after 52 years independent. And I believe the Negeri Sembilan, you could also do the same thing to Rasa Nasional, oust them and never allow them in this state anymore. And that will be our biggest contribution for whatever that we want to contribute to this nation, is to oust UMNO Rasa Nasional. Can we do that? Yeah. Definitely we do. Saudara-saudara, masanya telah sampai untuk kita bagi warning kepada UMNO Barisan Nasional that you have been too corrupted right up to the core, and we can never tolerate that anymore. Yang itu yang kita nak beritahu kepada all the Malaysians. Pas keadilan DAP, we were able to set aside our differences. Yes, we agree we all had differences. Even as husband and wife, we had differences, don't we? We do have differences, but we discuss over those differences. And as a result of that, we agree to combine all those strengths that we had, and we managed at least to rule and govern 5 states. Saudara-saudara yang saya kasih sekalian, mudah-mudahan dengan festival Tanglung ini memberikan semangat kepada kita. Kalau dinasti Yuan boleh ditumbangkan dengan satu upacara membakar Tanglung sahaja, I believe with all the strength that we Malaysians have, the Malays, the Chinese, the Indians, the Sikh, the Kadazan, the Ibans, and orang asli, those strength we can combine them together and oust UMNO from this very beloved land of ours. Saudara-saudara, that will be our task now. The fact that corruption have destroyed Malaysia. Corruption have become an element that put us together in a different lifestyle. We did not even manage to respect one race and another under UMNO Barisan Nasional. Because why? They were very heavily corrupted. Where on earth can you hear the chief of one party who's a component of Barisan Nasional, YB Tiong Keng Seng, ahli Parlimen Bintulu, admitted that he gave 10 million to President MCA Ong Katian. 10 millions, millions to them is nothing. But yet you and I, we observe the poverty that the Malaysians are suffering now. Whether in Negeri, in Perak, or all over the country, how poor and how poverty the Malaysians are. And yet, these people are grabbing all the richness and wealth of the nation for their own personal ends. Can we ever tolerate that? I shall be responsible, you shall be responsible for allowing them to go on and on and on. Because we had the strength, we had the ability to combine together our efforts and our strength to oust them and tell them goodbye, thank you very much. Itulah kerja kita hari ini. And I would have hoped that Bagan Pinang is going to be the landmark victory for Pakatan Rakyat. And for that matter, the whole Malaysians. That your state, Negeri Sembilan, we do not want you to be here anymore. Likewise, Malacca, Johor, Pahang, carry on. We're going to change the whole thing. Saudara-saudara, corruption is our biggest enemy now. Musuh yang paling kuat, yang paling ketat. Rasuah yang menyebabkan perhubungan di antara bangsa-bangsa di Malaysia ini jauh. Sehingga kita berasa ada permusuhan. Corruption has created this animosity. Corruption has created this envy among the races in Malaysia. Why should that be? Our great-grandfathers before UMNO, they lived harmoniously. They lived peacefully. They came from all over the world. They came from the Arab states. They came from China. They came from the Indo-subcontinent. And they lived happily. They did business. They did trading, merchandising in our country. And they lived ever after. Why after UMNO Barisan Nasional came in and then we started to have animosity, we started to have envy against one race and another? Ladies and gentlemen, saudara-saudara yang saya kasih sekalian, our great generation, great-grandson, granddaughters, they are going to live in this land forever and ever. We as their fathers, we as their mothers, do we want to have our great-grandsons and granddaughters later on to live in that lifestyle, envious of one race and another? No. We do not want them to live as we do not want to live in that situation as well. But UMNO Barisan Nasional forced us to be like that. It was not our needs and it was not our requirement, but it was because the ideology, the thinking of UMNO was based on racism. As a result of that, we were envious, animosity with one another. So this is the time now that we have to reject them, shall we? Fei Chu ISA, Fei Chu ISA. We have to throw this man away now. Because he's not suitable for this country. He's not suitable for this state. He's not suitable for Bagan Pinang. We have to tell him, that's it, go out. We do not want you to have this state anymore. Saudara-saudara, saya terima kasih kepada keadilan, suruhnya di Taman Melati ini, yang mengadakan program pada malam ini, sama-sama dengan yang berhormat, Dr. Mansur, yang dari Provinsi Pinang jauh datang kemari, yang telah mengalahkan UMNO Barisan Nasional. Dan insyaAllah, kita akan tunjuk kepada UMNO Barisan Nasional, Negeri Sembilan, dan juga di Bagan Pinang, Teluk Kemang, juga kita tidak mahukan kamu. Jadi saudara, let us send this message together to Najib Tun Razak that you are betraying the Malaysians. Apa yang Najib buat adalah satu betrayal to the Malaysians. dia beritahu he wants to make sure that negara ini satu Malaysia. Bagi mari sama-sama satu Malaysia. Tolak Najib, tolak Manusia Nasional. Boleh? Thank you very much. So saya terima kasih. Saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih. Saya doakan supaya terus berjuang. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Wan An, Terima kasih. Nandri, walakum.